What is going on, everyone? So we're gonna try to cut some beans today, I think. We have a couple of farms that are somewhat dried out, or not somewhat, are dried out. They were dried out before last week, but it rained the entire week. Every day it rained, but it only amounted to maybe a little over 2 inches on certain farms, and probably the least amount we got was, 1.8. Wasn't a huge amount of rain, just made it so we couldn't roll. Alright, here's the field that we're starting in. There's cover crop beans on the other side of the ditch. Those actually don't look half bad. Those aren't going to be as much of a disaster as I thought they were going to be, but it's still yet to say. God, those would go if there wasn't all the stuff around the corners. Alright. Oh yeah. As I just stepped on one, you can usually tell. And that would be a disaster in a combine. Oh, shit. That would be the last thing you want to see, and if I could throw it correctly. Alright, we're just gonna walk in here. Now the stalks are ready. And the pods are ready. And the kernels are ready. So these are probably gonna be like, I'd say 13. So 13 or 14, which is about where we're looking. 13% is where we like to take them off, but these did get a rain, so they would have been dry a while ago, but, or like we would have combined them here before all the rain, but we did not get to it. So we also have another 70-acre farm kind of to the southeast of here by like 3 or 4 miles. That one is probably going to be ready to go. That's our drilled beans. That one's getting pretty close. I am not running over there right now. I'll run over there after we're done here, because that's where we'll probably move to next. We got the cart and the 215 hooked up here not too long ago. This tractor got polished, but I didn't ceramic coat it, but I did polish and ceramic coat the combine, which will go down and show a little thing of that here shortly. But we did all the oil changes and everything before wheat, so same with the combine and this tractor, everything was pretty much done. So one thing I did do is respace these duals. I moved the bowls out inside, or the dishes inside the tire out, so that or basically flip the tire around, but it was sticking too far in where it was riding about 2 inches off, so the edge of the tire would be about here, so it wasn't true row crop. So yeah, so now they're spaced a little bit wider, so they actually follow the back tires correctly. So, and that was just for the outside, wheels on both sides. So I did that a couple weeks ago, and we've been basically working on the combine here and cleaning stuff up. Grain head, got new, we put all new sickle guards on here, because there is a little wear point right behind here on the old ones. Those things were wore out, so put the new sickle guard on. And this sickle bar with the sickle sections on it, I rebuilt that last year, put new sections on it, and then we ended up using another one that we had from an old head to use that up the rest of the way. I'm sure I'll change this layout after a while, but got the iPad there, phone mount, and then obviously the 700, but that doesn't change its place at all. So yeah, kind of blew the cab out and get these windows washed. Got some shields to put on yet. Checking oil levels on some of the gearbox stuff, and we had one gearbox that we had to change. So kind of doing that now, and then hopefully we can get over and get started. Alright, we're gonna fur up and lift the feeder hose up. So plug in my field view thing. Alright, I have a couple things I need to grab, and then I think we're gonna hit the road. So I looked at the fuel gauge and she was almost out, so we're filling her up. One thing we did do to this as well, finally broke down and got a new end piece for the auger, new spout. That thing, the other one got its use, so. Alright, so we're just gonna oil feeder hose chains quick. So he's oiling the chain in there, the gathering chain. So try to keep all this stuff oiled. Reason it takes us so long to get ready is we basically go through this machine with a fine-tooth comb, because we don't like downtime, and we try to prevent certain things from breaking, or we try to prevent as much as we can from breaking. Wonderful thing about these machines is they're simple, they're easy to work on, they don't have DEF or no emissions crap, so one of those machines that I'd love to have stick around, because you know, just not having emissions on it, or any emissions, whether it's DEF or DPF filters or you know, whatever, they're or afterburners, I should say. These combines are, you know, nice, and it's kind of why we've been reluctant onto trading the damn thing for anything newer, just because of, you know, how reliable they are. So alright, so we're rolling. I did a pass around the entirety of the big field, and I'm just getting this little sliver in here. These first couple of fields ain't gonna yield extremely good, but as we start getting into stuff, it should get better. But just because these were early and these sat in the ground for a really long time, so. But I will say August definitely saved these beans with the timely rains we got in August. I'm gonna wait for them to bring a semi or a grain cart or something. So we're gonna take this field off. We were kind of walking through some of those beans, and they're not ready to go at all. So they're getting close. Probably next week we'll take them off. But all right, Jeremy just got here with the semi. I don't know if we're bringing the cart over or not. The moisture is steadily getting lower. I think we're losing it, you know, or it's losing it as the day gets more. We still have some pretty good wind yet. It sounds like we're gonna knock this field off here. I'm kind of debating, I might go on the other side. I want to dip into some 1227s, and I want to see how they do, and I don't know, I'm gonna go walk over there and check when we're done here, and I might poke into those and just take a couple passes around the headlands. So we'll see. That's not gonna happen, but they look dry. There's still some leaves in areas, but there ain't much. So these ain't doing terrible. They kind of look like heck, but they're hanging in there. We should have waited to put beans in. Honestly, that's kind of what happened here. They sat in the ground for too long before they emerged, and they never canopied, but they stacked pods on. And the kernels themselves are pretty big, so it ain't terrible. So they're a lower maturity, you know, planted early. So yeah, this is a lot of what happens when we don't hit canopy. We get a lot of these late season weeds. This is all water hemp in here. Add on top us not being able to get a residual out, you know, that didn't help much. For those of you who didn't watch some of my previous videos, we didn't put a residual out because, well, our second pass of beans we only put 12 ounces of dual out, which really isn't accomplishing much. We didn't put a residual out in our pre-emerge. We just basically went out there and sprayed what was over the ground just to get it out of there. And then we came back and there was a little bit of residual, but there wasn't much. The reason we didn't put residual down is because it was so dry and you need rain within 6 days to activate the residual, and we weren't going to have that, so it would have been like pissing in the wind, basically. You know, it would have been throwing good after bad. So we decided not to do that, and you know, it ain't terrible. The weeds didn't really get up over the beans. You know, it's just a lot of this stuff that kind of makes the rows look like crap before you combine it. You can see, you know, the green out there. That field is done, so we're shutting down for the night. Got about a half a tank on the back truck, and then that truck's full. So we're actually gonna go over and take a peek here at the other stuff for tomorrow. That's about 70 acres, so we'll have a full day tomorrow. Got a light out up there, up on that corner one there. I gotta remind myself for that. Haven't got to getting tiger lights yet for this, but we're eventually gonna deck this entire thing out with LEDs, because every other thing has LEDs on the farm except for that. So let's go and check those beans over at that farm. Oh yeah, these are gonna be ready to go. But so there's the big field here. There's two small fields on the other side of the river, and then there's this one here. So come in, knock this out tomorrow, and then it sounds like we're headed south. That Corn still has a little bit of a ways to go yet. I'd say like 2-3 weeks. Yeah, this field here lost a lot of its green and dropped a bunch of the leaves, which is good. This whole farm will come off tomorrow. This is our little German Shepherd pup. She's 10 weeks old and she is full energy. But no, I'm a huge fan of German Shepherds, and it's been kind of a goal to have one, and here we are. Finally got one, and she likes to eat everything and pee everywhere. That is going to wrap this video up. I hope you all enjoyed. Lots more to come. Hope you all enjoyed the first day of combining. Catch you guys in the next one.